Hi, this is Christy Hund, and first off, let me tell you how much I've missed all of you guys during my little hiatus. And I am back and raring to go. Let me show you this morning how to make these adorable little flowers out of the Tim Holtz tattered pine cone die. When I saw this, I fell in love and needed it immediately. And you would think pine cones just for Christmas and stuff. And we actually have a tree that makes something similar to this right outside our door. And they're like itsy bitsy little pine cones. And they're so cute. But I was making these cute little notebooks. And I'm like, I want something pretty just to dress it up. And so I made these little flowers. And oh my god, they turned out so fantastic. I wanted to share them with you guys. And I have little white ones too. So cute. Okay, so wait till you see how easy it is and you're gonna love it. Okay, so first of all, let me open up my Vagabond. I'll just use that little center button here in the center. Open it up, and I'm gonna use, to make these, I'm using the Coordinations paper, which is red on one side and black on the other. And Tim has a whole line also of the Coordinations paper. He's got like a craft core, but for this I want to use the black and red because I'm going to put it on this one. So let me put the die on here. You can see where, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's right here. And then the little leaf pattern is right here. And when I get these dies, they come in the package and there's a picture. I always like to cut out the picture and just glue it onto the front. That way I always can quick reference grab which one I want. It says which it is here, but that way I have a visual. And I just put a little tiny bit of glossy accents on the back of the picture, and then use my brayer to make sure it gets real flat so that there's no little lumps or bumps. And that way I could just grab out which die and I know what the finished product looks like. Okay, so you're going to take the paper and just put it over the flower portion. I don't want to cut out the leaf because if I did, I'd want to cut it out in green. So I'm just going to set it over that portion. And set it in my Vagabond here. And then this little switch here, which you can't see because it's on the screen. This little switch here, this will determine which way paper is going to move. So I'm switching in that direction, and then just hit the button. It's going to go through, smooth as silk, and then I can slide this out of the way. Alright, now I have my print cut out here, and I'm going to take my sanding block and just sand the top real quick. Well, it's still all one piece. And it's going to bring out that bottom color, which is red, on the edges. And you can sand as much or as little as you want. Never mind that, that's just my cell phone. And I like that. Okay, so now I just pop it out. There it is. Okay, give it a little blow. Okay, now what I like to do so that it's a little easier to manipulate, I give it a little spray with water. And I probably should have filled that up. Okay, when I spray it with water, and then I just kind of bend it, give it a little wiggle, just so it's a little easier to play with. Some people like to take tweezers. I like the feel of it in my hands. So you're going to roll it with the black side in. So just like this. Can you see that? I'm just going to kind of pinch it and roll it. And I can already feel it starting to dry. That little spray just kind of loosens up the paper a little bit. Doesn't get it soaking wet. And then when it gets to about the size that, like when you get all wound up, then I like to take a pair of tweezers. I might do this down on the counter, and I start from the center and I kind of unroll a little bit. And then if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to take and I'm just going to use my fingers and just roll out. Kind of just bend those petals back. And it's all, I just kind of manipulate it with my fingers. And if you push down and then in, it just creates this gorgeous little rose. Perfect. I love it. Just like that. See it? Awesome. Okay, now a lot of people like to use hot glue on these because it dries so fast. I am a glossy accent gal. I don't mind holding it, and for all of these I just trust Glossy Accents. And of course sometimes I have to use my pen to get it going. Okay, so there's my finished rose. So awesome. Okay, and yes, and then I'll just take Glossy Accents and put it on here. A little dabble on here. And put it on my little notebook. And I know that's not going anywhere. And that way also, like the hot glue, if you leave this in your car and it's like so hot, hot glue can like kind of lose its gumption because it's heat, you know, where Glossy Accents isn't going anywhere. So look how awesome that is. Love it. Thank you, Tim, for making such awesome dies. And so there it is. Hope you give it a try. Thanks.